guys, we're back for another video for you, and today we're going to do a bit of drawing. So we're going to do a step-by-step drawing of an elephant. So I've got Anna here today and she's going to do it with you guys and do the step-by-step. So
no judgments, okay?
No, everyone can try, and if it doesn't work out, just keep practicing, remember. So we're going to break it down into really simple shapes of how to draw it.
Simple.
So that really simply. So to start with, we're going to draw a circle in the centre of our page. Don't worry about it being too neat, and it can be as big or small as you like. Perfect. Well done, Anna.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Right. Next, we're going to do 2 more circles either side of our circle. So I'm going to draw mine and then show you, because I know that sounds a bit confusing. So I've just drawn here for you what I mean by the circles. So this was my middle circle, and I've just added these 2 circles in.
Me too.
Well done, Anna. So next, what we need to do is really simply, we're going to draw a rectangle that's coming off the bottom of our circle. So let me draw it again and I'll show you what I mean. So I've now added the rectangle at the bottom here that you can see. Right, so can you see what we're starting to form here? So these are going to be the ears of the elephant. This is the face and this is the trunk. So now what we're going to do is just kind of add all these lines together, rub out some lines and make it look a bit more like an elephant. Okay, well done, Anna.
Do I rub out all of the circle?
Yeah.
All of the circle that's within the other circle?
Yeah, so any of your extra lines you've drawn inside of the circle are going to be rubbed out. So this one's going to be rubbed out, this one's going to be rubbed out, and this start of the rectangle is going to be rubbed out. So if you get a rubber and do that now. Right, so once you've done that, we're then gonna draw around the outline shape we've now created, and we're then gonna add a bit more detail into it. So if you now go round the shape you've created, I don't know why I feel the urge to shout. And at the bottom of your trunk, try to curve the edge of your rectangle a little bit so it looks a little less like a rectangle. Let me show you what I mean on mine. So at the edge of my trunk, I've just curved the corners so it looks a little bit less rectangular. Well done, Anna. Anna's is looking great.
Sorry, Lily, I'm a little bit slower.
You're okay. Take your time, guys. Don't rush it.
Okay.
So we now have the outline shape of our elephant, which is great. And how easy.
Mine's got really little ears.
And all you've drawn is 3 circles and a rectangle, and you've created an elephant shape. So now what we need to do is start adding a little bit of detail in so it looks a bit more like an elephant.
Mine looks like a koala.
Yeah, so that's okay. It could be a baby elephant.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Don't worry, guys. So next thing we're going to add in is some eyes. So let's add the eyes in on the elephant. So about halfway down your circle, in the centre circle, add in your eyes. So a top tip for drawing eyes is that you almost want them to look like little almonds. And if you don't know what I mean by an almond, I'll draw one on the side of my page and show you. So it's this kind of shape that we're looking for here, a bit like a shell as well. Okay, so if you draw 2 of those. Perfect, Anna. And then inside that we're going to do the circle to give it a little pupil. and a circle around it. I can't think what an elephant's eye looks like, giving it human eyes. So you should have your little eyes drawn in now. So once we're all at that stage, what you find with elephants is they're a little bit wrinkly. So what
Not
we're
like
gonna
me.
what we're gonna do is add in some wrinkles. So wrinkles are really easy to draw. All you need to do is just draw some extra lines in. Yeah. So where we can start drawing them is we could draw them just in between the eyes, going downwards. So I'm going to add mine in and then I'll show you what I mean. So I've just drawn a couple of lines there for you. And then also what we can do is we can draw a couple of lines coming up from the trunk a little bit, like this. That's it, Anna.
That's amazing.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then also their ears are quite wrinkly, so we can add some wrinkles to the ears. So I just follow the shape round. You can make them up. You could always have a picture of a real elephant in front of you to help if you wanted, so you knew what one looked like.
That would be really useful, I just think.
And
Don't
then
see
you
many in
can copy it.
Barakulish, so.
Unfortunately not. So once you've added your wrinkles in, just keep adding them round the face. You can add as many. I think
I'm making a very old elephant.
A few too many
I thought mine was meant to be a baby.
They've got very wrinkly skin, okay. So it will make it look like an elephant more and more. More wrinkles we add in, okay?
As we don't upset the poor elephant.
Yeah. And then his trunk also, you want to add a few lines around it. Like this. And I'm going to keep going, just keep adding a few more up towards where I've drawn the lines around the eyes. And then what we can do is we can add a teeny tiny little bit of shading. We've done a little bit in the workshop, so you'll know what I mean, where we're just adding a little bit of shadow to the face and highlight so we can see where the light's hitting it, which is what's going to make our elephant look a little bit three-dimensional and a little less flat. So what we need to think about now is what areas of the face will be lifted out and what areas will be flat to the face. So a great place to start is at the trunk, because we know that that's going to come forward of our elephant. So where you've drawn your lines coming up from your trunk, and if I show you on mine, where we've drawn these lines coming up here, we know that this area behind the trunk is where his mouth, the elephant's mouth, is hidden, and this will all be shaded because it will be in the dark. So if we add a little bit of shading here, we'll start to bring out the elephant's face a little. So we're just going to add a little bit of light shading. That's it. To the elephant.
Doing very good at shading.
Remember, guys, if you need some help with your shading, if you turn your pencil so it's flat against the page and then just lift up ever so slightly, you can use more of the flat surface of your pencil to add the marks down. Perfect, Anna.
Mine looks like it needs a shave.
And then we might want to add a bit of shading on the area between the eyes as well.
Eyes, between the eyes.
Okay. Yeah, around the eyes. A little bit. And then we might want to go a little tiny bit down the trunk. So if the elephant, we've got our elephant looking face onto us, the areas of the trunk on the sides, if we shade them a little bit coming forward, will really give it that idea of a three-dimensional effect. If you're a bit confused by what I mean, give me 1 minute and I'm going to shade mine in and then I'll show you.
You're going to be much better than me, guys, don't worry.
It just takes a little bit of practice. I
gonna
know
keep
the
practicing.
shading is difficult, so you can always practice the
lessons on
shader.
shading, Lily.
Yeah, we could
We could do a video on
We'll
that.
do a
yeah?
video on shading as well if you're
If there's
finding
any-
that bit a bit
yeah.
difficult.
Just tell us, guys, if there's things you would like us to do. I'm just copying what she said.
It's good though, when we copy, we practice. So, I've added a little bit of shading to the trunk that you can see there. So I've just added it on the sides and left the middle blank. Yeah, so I'm going to add a little bit more shading around the ears just in the centre here so that it looks like they're folding in then outwards. So I'll do that bit next and then show you what I mean. So Anna, lovely, perfect. That's it, a little bit lighter going into the middle. That's great. And then we can do a little bit in the ears here to make them look like they're coming outwards.
Well, it actually works, guys.
Exactly.
She
Just
knows
take
what
it nice
she's talking
and slow.
about.
There we go. So the lines that I drew at the beginning, the really simple lines, all I've done is added a little bit more shading to them on each side. And there we go. So you've got an elephant face. So you could draw it a little bit smaller and then you could add the body in as well. But for today, we've just done the face to show you how to add the shading to it. And Anna's done hers as well. Look at that. Easy peasy. So send us photos if you do it, guys, and let us know. And if you need any extra help, let us know what you'd like us to do next for our next videos, and we'll do that.
Bye.
See you later.